G'day guys, it's me again. Sorry first up that it's been so long since I've spoken to you last. I do apologise, I've been very caught up in other things and unfortunately haven't been keeping you as up to date as you deserve. So I apologise for that and I'm here to make amends right now. Firstly, an item of business. We're getting ready to begin packaging and producing the DVDs and so forth to send out to those of you who've donated enough to have earned those rewards. Some people who donated enough to deserve a reward didn't actually give us their shipping details on the Indiegogo fundraiser page. If we don't have your shipping details, we have no choice but to assume that you've chosen not to receive the DVD. We need those details in order to be able to fill that order. So if you are someone who's eligible but you haven't yet given us your shipping details, please log back into the Indiegogo website and do that for us. If you choose not to do that, then we're going to assume that you were donating to the campaign and you were supporting the project, but that you've chosen not to actually receive the reward that you're eligible for, in which case we thank you for your support and wish you all the best. Now, in terms of the project itself and how things are going, well, things are going very well, but as is always the case, as you get closer to the deadline, you start to realize just how many things there are that need to be done. And my time this last week just gone by, was almost entirely consumed in the editing and the post-production of the full-length interviews. Now, it might sound fairly simple to edit together something that's just, a conversation that's happening for 45 minutes between me and 8 different people, but it does become quite time-consuming as you try and balance all the audio and color grade all of the images. And speaking of color grading, that's why I've broken out this big boy here. This is my color-calibrated monitor that comes from Dell, already properly color-calibrated. It's one of the pieces of equipment that you really need when you're in my line of work. I bought this bad boy a couple of years ago and it's served me very well ever since. It lives in a cupboard and then comes out in moments like these when I need to really see exactly what my images look like as I'm making my final adjustments to them. So my last week has been spent staring at my 8 different interviewees and really going through and cleaning up everything and making sure that those interviews are going to look and sound as good as they possibly can. We're in the final stages of the animation, which is really exciting for me because that's the last of the 3 main components that are being put into the core video around which the entire 50 to 1 project revolves. And of course that's me speaking and presenting. You've seen some of that. It is of course the elements and the snippets of the interviews. You've seen some of that as well, but all you've seen so far of the animation is the actual storyboard that I put into one of the little example videos that I put together for you. So now the actual animation is coming to life and it's really exciting to see that final component of that video really coming in, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Everyone who's seen it so far has been really impressed by it and has found that the message is coming through really clearly. So things are going very well. I thank you for your patience. I thank you for your support. I mentioned, I think last video, that we were aiming for the 25th of this month, the 25th of August, as a launch date. Are we going to get there? Yeah, probably not, if I'm honest, but we're not going to miss it by much, probably a few days. In my opinion, it's better to miss an arbitrary launch date and launch when it's ready and when it's looking and sounding and feeling as good as it possibly can than to try and hit a date that can easily be altered and as a result release something that's not 100%. What's left to be done? Well, there's the final cleaning up of the core video, that 7-minute video that has the animation and so forth. There's more work to be done there. In particular, we need to bring sound effects in. As you'd know with anything that has animation in it, it's sound effects that really actually tie everything together. You might have something whip around, and you need that little sort of sound effect that goes with that, or the different sounds that go along with tying that animated image in with the entire video. So there's that to be done. There's also a lot of work to be done on the web development side of things. This is a web delivery where we're delivering the final product, the interviews, everything is all being delivered online. So the look and the feel of the website, the layout, giving some really good thought to how all of that is going to work is a really important part of this project as well. So the next week ahead of me is going to involve very little sleep and a great deal of staring at computer screens, but we are doing very well. I'm really happy with the way the project is coming together, and I think you guys are going to be really proud of what you've been a part of when we are able to launch. I think I can promise, I'm very confident that I can promise before the end of this month. As for the 25th specifically, probably not. We're probably not going to quite make that. So that's where we're at. Don't forget, if you're eligible for one of our rewards and you haven't entered your shipping details into the Indiegogo fundraiser page, we need you to log back in and to do that as soon as you possibly can. Thank you very much. I'll be in touch again soon.